Hi all. By now you know that I've really been training very, very hard for the Chicago Marathon on behalf of Project Hood. So one of the things I wanted to talk with you about today is recovery. So it doesn't matter whether you're training for a marathon or you're just getting back into shape, your body's going to need time to recover. The most important things for recovery, of course, are sleep and then proper nutrition. Third, I would put working with your fascia. We know that when fascia gets compressed or overworked or compromised, that the hyaluronic acid and water separate. And when they separate, the tissue no longer glides the way it's supposed to. And that can lead to things like muscle knots, sore spots, a feeling of stiffness or overall lethargy, inability of the muscles to really glide and work the way that they're supposed to. So if you're not performing any kind of tissue work or self-tissue work, I highly recommend that you do so, both before you go to train and then after as part of your recovery. Now, tissue work can take many different forms. Of course, massage is one of the most popular. I prefer targeted massage, things like structural integration or rolfing, where they're really looking at the quality of your fascia and then applying the appropriate pressure and then, of course, heat from your hands to go ahead and get that hyaluronic acid and water to recombine and then those muscles to glide again. Of course, getting massage and body work takes time and can become a little bit costly, and you can't always take your massage therapist with you when you travel. So I have a few things that I love to incorporate in with my tissue and fascia work to keep my body moving. One is a roller. This one is actually made by Viper, and it vibrates, so you get two benefits in with it, the compression, but then also the gentle oscillation to combine the hyaluronic acid and water again. I prefer this kind of tool, particularly for lower body work and then maybe some middle back work. It can get a little bit difficult trying to position yourself over it if you're working on calves and upper body, but this is really great, for glutes. You can just kind of sit on it and roll. And of course, we know that rolling is what helps to compress and warm up that fascia and tissue to get the hyaluronic acid and water to combine. With the vibration option, I can do things like hamstrings, just kind of gliding along. I can also do calves, gliding along. And then it's also really nice to do ankles, Achilles area, and outer thigh area. And this is about $150, not too bad, and it is portable. So second, one of the things I absolutely love is my roller. And this is, of course, made of wood, so it can go through TSA and your carry-on luggage. Now, from our PRI perspective, we know that there are certain muscles that are consistently challenged because of us being heavier on the right side of our body. So if you're doing any kind of walking, running, cardio, I highly recommend that you go ahead and address those muscles as well prior to performing your activities. And so we know for the right side, it would be some hamstring work. And of course, this is nice and simple to get into your hamstrings. We also have the outer edge of the shin, the intertibialis, which we will want to focus on. Remember, that's the muscle that gets tight, that holds that right foot arch up. And because of that body weight being shifted over to that right side. And then, of course, anything on the right inner thigh, the adductors, we know that they get nice and tight because this leg gets moved towards the center of the body, so placing extra additional weight on that inner thigh. On the left side, it's a little bit opposite. It would be glute max. And so for that, you can actually sit on this roller and then also roll to get that glute max. Same thing for any kind of outer thigh work. You can go ahead and roll on that, or simply roll and massage with outer thigh. And then hip flexors. You're just going right along these hip flexors. And of course the calf on that left side as well. So this is a really nice option. The third option, and these I frequently give to my clients, is the simple tennis ball or lacrosse ball. You can use this in all those places, rolling around. You can use it laying down, also for low back. It's great for that shoulder area, so you can get right between the shoulder blade and the spine, and then move the arm around to work any kind of stiff or sore shoulder muscles. It's also fantastic for being able to place underneath the thigh, and then you can work your hamstrings just by rolling back and forth and right and left, and then same thing on the calf, just putting it under and rolling back and forth. So that will help keep your tissue nice and elastic and soft and keep you performing and recovering at a really high level so that you can go ahead and stick to your routine every day. Any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. I'm always available. Happy recovery.